Hi, everybody, and welcome to the inaugural Hamilton Township Coaches Corner, where we are going to spend some time with each of the spring varsity coaches from Hamilton, Nottingham, and Steiner. We would just like to let everybody know what the teams are going to be like, who some of the big players are, what to look for with each of these teams. This is our first time doing this, so we're just going to wing it. We're not going to wing it. We know what we're doing, but it is our first time, so have some patience with us. But the way we're going to do this, we're going to bring in each sport one at a time. We're starting with golf, then we will go with tennis, then we will do girls track, boys lacrosse, boys lacrosse, softball, and baseball. So right now we're starting with the three golf teams. We have from Hamilton, Coach Jamie Riese, from Nottingham, Coach Kyle Seeley, and from Steiner, the venerable coach, Darren Doherty. And Jamie, let's talk to you, buddy. You've had a couple of matches already. You've lost to Ewing and West Windsor Plainsboro South. I saw that Logan Simak was your medalist for Ewing and low score for you guys for South. Is he going to be your guy this year?
Yeah, I have some high expectations for Logan this year. He's a junior. When he came to me as a freshman, I knew he could play, and I don't get that many kids that come out this year. We have a lineup of 6. I only had 6 try out. So when Logan came to us freshman year, he was a kid that had played previously. So after watching him play freshman year, seeing some of his scores, my goal was probably junior year he would make the state tournament. Now they have changed some things, but yeah, he's going to be my guy. He shot 48 on a wet day at Mountain View. Okay. But then he was won over against South at our place last week, which kind of where he should be. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing with him is confidence. If things start to fall off the rails, then it gets in his head. Golf's a very mental game, and that's his downfall. But he can play. He can hit every shot. He's not very long off the tee, but he doesn't need to be because he's straight and he can chip. His iron play is very good. Yeah, I have high expectations for him. I'm looking to see what he does as we get into a little bit warmer weather.
Okay, and who are your other 5 players that you got?
So I've 2 seniors returning, Alexa Cadlick and Allie Meinhardt. They've been with me for 4 years. They came to me, pretty much never touched a golf club before. A lot of the players I get are like that. They've stuck with it. They've gotten better. Their scores can really fluctuate. They're up near 70, or they can be down 58, 59. Same thing kind of with a kid he's a basketball player, Ryan Cilio. He's a sophomore. He can kind of be anywhere from, I think he shot 48 the other day, but he was up around 60 against Ewing. He's an athletic kid, but another kid that just picked it up last year. But they stick with it. The more golf you play, the better you're going to get. It's one of those sports where you just have to hit the ball, even outside of the season. Then I have two freshmen, never touched the club before, Allie's sister Nina, and then Olivia LePage. They're just learning the basics. Yeah. How to grip the club, how to stand, just making better contact. Mm-hmm.
All right, so it looks like, just try to get better as the season goes along and bring those scores down as much as you can.
Pretty much. Yep.
Kyle, Nottingham, you guys opened with a 1-stroke loss to West Windsor Plainsboro. Is that correct, or was that score a little messed up that I saw?
So we only had 3 players for the match the other day, so that's kind of just how it goes when you're down a player.
Well, yeah, Nick Sciarello was your low man with 43. What can you say about your team? Who are the players, and what are you looking for?
So we're definitely going to be leaning on Nick this year. He's going from being the youngest player on the team last year. We were very senior heavy, graduated pretty much our whole team, and now he's going to be sort of the guy, the only upperclassman on the team. Looking to him to just be a little bit of a leader and kind of mentor the newer, inexperienced players that we're bringing up to go along with him. Okay. So definitely going to be putting a lot of things on his plate.
Who are the other players that you got?
So we have a brother-sister 9th grade twin combo. Okay, we have nice. Mackenzie Gerber and Harry Gerber. And then we're just kind of putting it together from there. We had a couple new players come out the other day, kind of late additions. Came to a practice last week, hoping to get them in a match this week and kind of just see where the season goes. All
right, so go out and have fun and try and progress the best you can.
Absolutely.
So, Darren, what do we got with you guys this year? I know you opened with a loss to Hopewell, but And Cameron Popso was a low scorer with a 43. Is that correct?
Yeah, Cameron was low score 43. He's like a lot of the kids that we have on the team right now that golf's not their primary sport. They play other sports. Over the years we had a lot of soccer players, a couple basketball players, a couple kids that baseball didn't work out for them. So right now we're in a situation where we had 4 or 5 seniors that graduated last year, and we have a lot of guys that are new to golf. They're inexperienced. They're older. They probably a couple of 3 or 4 of the kids that are going to be on the lineup this year came out last year as juniors, and they played a little bit over the summer, so they've improved. So we're a young team. We have a couple other basketball players out. We have Aiden Leader, who's played basketball. His basketball season was shortened by a arm injury, but he seems to be fully recovered for golf. We have a couple soccer players, A.J. O'Connor and Jason Vernon of the Vernons that came through the previous years.
Yeah, that's a familiar name.
They're doing okay. And then we have probably like 4 or 5 kids who are vying for the final 2 spots to play each match. So probably, you'll play, and if you play well, you'll stay in. If you don't, then we'll just go to the next. We're fortunate that we have high numbers. We're in low 20s. And we're fortunate that we're able to get some JV matches, hopefully get some guys experience so we can move along and see if we can bring some guys along. But right now we're very inexperienced and, not to the level we have been the last couple of years.
These guys were both nodding their heads when you said that you're very fortunate to have 20 guys. So.
Yeah.
Any other names you want to throw out there? You talked about the dual athletes. Anybody else that show promise?
I don't want to
put pressure on
the other kids because then day to day they could shoot a 48 and then next day they come out and shoot a 60. So I don't want to.
I hear you. All right, fellas. Well, listen. I wish you the best of luck. We thank you for being here. I hope you have great weather, and I hope you guys all improve your game as the season goes along. Thanks, fellas. And you were part of history as the first group on the CV, the coach's corner.
It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, there you go. All right, boys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, James.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car back in brand new condition. Haldeman Collision, conveniently located 20 minutes from Langhorne, Princeton, and Ewing on Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Okay, we are back, and the next sport is tennis, as Todd Jacobs puts his headphones on.
There you go. Got to get used to it. It's been a while.
Well, it's a big-time atmosphere here now, pal. Don't get too nervous. We have with us, Nottingham coach Gerry Meinhardt, Steiner coach Todd Jacobs. Unfortunately, the dean of Mercer County coaches, Jimmy the Mole Ditmars, could not make it tonight. Jimmy is down with the flu, so Jimmy has sent me his information on what to look for from those Hornets this year. I might as well read, we'll go in alphabetical order here, so I will read Jimmy first. Jimmy says they lost a very accomplished player in Jake Tavel to graduation, and he's now playing first doubles and second singles for Mercer. So good player, Jake Tavel. I talked to him last year. Nice kid. This year's team, they only have 4 players out this year. Brandon Chateau, a senior co-captain. Tyler Mashiro-Kirikin, a sophomore co-captain. Aiden Amandine, sophomore first-year player. And Joaquin Andreas Jairon Moran. Oh, I'm out of breath. Freshman first-year player. With only 4 players, obviously West is at a disadvantage going into any match, but Jimmy says the team is aware of the challenges that lie ahead. Similar to last season with only 4 players, West was still able to procure 4 wins, so they're keeping that in mind. Each player comes to practice excited and enthused to play and experience growth towards their own personal goals, which are basically to play better and enjoy the game. They are hardworking, respectful, and a joy to work with every day. Jimmy says our goals are realistic. Expectations are set with that in mind. The team is young, inexperienced on a competitive level, fairly new to tennis. Each player is looking forward to doing the best they can in each match in a sportsmanlike fashion. Tennis at West has always been a positive and interactive experience for all the participants, and we are hoping to see our numbers grow once again. And he adds, I am happy that Hamilton Township continues to provide our kids with an opportunity to play a sport that endures as we age, truly a sport for a lifetime. And he says he is privileged to have been the coach since 1999. Guy goes back to the 20th century.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Man.
I know, right? Makes us feel young. So that is the scoop from Hamilton High West coach Jim Ditmars. Now we do the Nottingham. Gary Meinhardt, you were 4-12 last year. You lost your first singles Boris Espinoza. Looks to me like everybody came back. I don't know. You could shed some light on that. What do we have going for you this year?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to having a great season. And, in Boris Espinoza, that is a really huge loss. But our number 2, Noah Fedorovich from last year, he's stepping up this year to be our number 1.
Okay.
So definitely have some big shoes to fill. But, I definitely look forward to him, showing off his newly honed talent.
Okay.
He's really picked up the pace this year. But, first of all, I mean, it's really hard to say how the year's going to go. I mean, there's a lot of unknowns right now. I do want to say that our new AD, Kyle, has really put in a lot of effort to get us a really good, solid schedule this year. In the past, we've played a lot of CVC teams and things like that, but now we have the BCSL, the shore teams, things like that. Hopefully a lot of competition that we're really going to be able to show off our skills against as well. But in order to do that, we do have 6 returning players for our varsity, and then we have 4 new players, one of who actually stepped up to be on our varsity as well.
All right.
So we have our number 2, who is actually Drancel Castillo. He's from Cuba. He was ineligible last year to be able to play, but he came. He's ready to go. And then as far as some of those that are going to be stepping up this year, Caleb Alicia. He was actually one of our second doubles players last year, and now he's made his way up to the third singles through the ladder matches.
Okay.
Phenomenal job there. 2 of our returners, Mohamed Rehan and Gus De Jesus, are teaming up this year to be our first doubles team. And then as far as some of the newer players, Quabina Burko, he is one that has not played tennis before at all, and he made his way onto the second doubles team for varsity. Let's see. We have Dan Richarme, who's going to be teaming up with him as well. And then our other new players, Anderson Trousseau, Bodie Miller, and Yensi Gomez are trying to work their way up.
Okay.
So a lot of unknown, but really exciting prospects for the season.
Yeah, it sounds like you have some promise there. So,
Definitely.
yeah, get some confidence a little bit, And,
Absolutely.
Now, are you still doing the step ladder matches? Are they all still going on, or?
So we are almost finished the step ladder matches. Our number 2, Drancel, he has had a little bit of a setback. He did play against Noah so far, but he has to still play our number 3 and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, we wish you good luck, and that
Thank
leaves
you.
us to Todd Jacobs.
There we go.
The world famous Todd Jacobs. All right, Todd, you had a tough season last year, but all you seem
say
to
the
have
least.
lost was Jose Ramirez, your first doubles player. We have some experience coming back?
Not really.
Okay. All right, cut.
No, there you go. No. These guys did a great job with their intro. We're kind of in the same boat as Hamilton West. Our roster is limited. We do have 5 dedicated players that have been, showing up every day, practicing, looking to get better, and that's all I could ask for. These guys come, they're looking forward to each practice. They haven't missed one yet. So as long as they continue to do that, I'm there to coach them, teach them, and to grow along with the sport. And that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We have one senior, Aiden Magby, and 3 sophomores and a freshman. The sophomores are Jacob Heliniak. It's his first year. Luke Smith-Gracia, his second year. Patrick Pacharnik, his first year. And we have a freshman, William Allen. So that's what we're looking at. But, again, I can't say enough about these guys, their personalities, and as long as they stay positive, good things will come. I mean, it's a sport where you're going up against competition, the West Windsors, the Princetons, the Robbinsvilles, the Heightstown. Like, we could go on and on where these kids have been playing since they were 5 and 6 years old.
Sure.
And we get the guys coming out, usually in high school, but they work hard.
Yeah, and I mean, your 2 schools share the same court, so I'm
Right.
sure everybody becomes buddies. It's win or lose. I think you guys, it's a fun atmosphere for these kids, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've done that. We've gotten together during practices and done our own little scrimmages, so it works out well. And looking forward to it. Another year, and hopefully, as these guys said, hopefully, it catches on and we see some growth in the program again. I mean, when I started, we had 30-plus players.
Yeah, it used to be big,
back
yeah.
in 2002. So hopefully we'll get back there.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe pickleball.
Yeah, there you go. I know your dad was big on that. so, hey, fellas, listen, thank you so much.
Right.
I wish you the best of luck, and
Appreciate
we'll see you down the line.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Definitely appreciate it.
Okay, we will be back right after this commercial break.
Hi, this is Dr. Rocco, Superintendent of Hamilton Township School District. I'd like to wish all of our student athletes and coaches a great spring sports season, and I'd like to wish all of our HTSD students success in the remainder of the school year.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car back in brand new condition.
All right, welcome back. And it is now track season at the table. And we have with us Nottingham girls. These are the girls' track team, track and field, I should say. Annalicia Savvides. Did I get it?
Yes.
Annalicia Savvides. Hamilton West Stephen Ziegler, and Steinert's Thaddeus Richards. Hi, Thad. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yep. It's not football season, but it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
And we are going to run right down the line here. Annalicia, we will start with you. Just looking around, it looked like you had a pretty good 400-meter at CVC indoors this year with Ariana Crusoe Gay, is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is she coming back for the spring?
She is. She's coming up to a strong start already. She's a very diverse player, I would say. She does a 400, a 200, 100. She works super hard, and she pretty much could do any event I put her on. Overall, so far, we actually have a lot of 400 runners, which is kind of unheard of coming into the spring season. Usually you have to push them to do a 400, but I have a lot of girls open saying, hey, I want to do a 400. I'm like, perfect, we're good to go.
Yeah,
So-
not everybody wants to sprint 400 meters.
And
that's
it's
for
not
sure.
easy. Endurance and speed and power all in one. It's one of the toughest of the sprinter runs.
Okay, why don't you just tell us, do you have captains named yet?
We don't yet. I
Okay.
did have, coming off the winter, I did have 2 captains, but we're still evaluating and looking at who we want. It's a big team, so I have a lot of different personalities, a lot of different talents that I want to actually see a little bit more before I decide.
Okay, well, we can't name everybody, but why don't you give us some who you think are going to be some of your better performers this year?
Sure. So I have my senior, Shania Bernard. She's a super good leader. She's a strong runner. She's very powerful. So she's definitely someone who always takes role of the group. I have Tiana Johnson. She she is also another, just like an Ariana. Them two are pretty much the same as far as it comes to their 400 to the 200s. I have my sister duo, I call them, which is Margaret and Bridget Cuddy. They basically run the same. If you look for them from behind, they look exactly the same as they're running.
Soccer players, right?
Yeah, both soccer players. So they're definitely strong in the 4 and 800. So they'll be part of that relay team that we're excited about. I also have Sydney Conover, who is really dedicated and a very powerful sprinter as well.
Okay, so can we see? I mean, are you geared more for individual success in the postseason, or can you win some dual meets? How does that look?
We're definitely looking at, wins, looking based on where we are in the CVC. I think my relay teams are going to be super strong because they came off the winter season together, and then adding in the girls they had last season with them in the mix. The soccer combined with my track girls, they have a really good dynamic overall as far as being a part of a team and supporting each other. So I think our relay teams, as far as our 4x4, is going to be our stronger of the houses this year.
Okay, good. It'll be interesting to see. All right, Zig, we have, I know you had a pretty good high jumper, right? Navia Pacheco?
Nivea Pacheco.
Navia Pacheco.
Yep.
I'm just killing it on the names today. You also had a couple other jumpers. Alexis Johnson, Rayona Ratley, looked like they were pretty good in the triple and the high jump.
Yeah, our jumping crew is going to be really good again this year, like it always is.
Yeah, that's a Hamilton treat.
Yeah, Coach Van Sluten does a great job with our jumpers. And Alexis Johnson really came along into the triple jump towards the end of the season. Nivea we've had since her sophomore year. She actually came out one of her first meets and jumped 5 feet. And since then she's kind of plateaued, but won sectionals this year. And we're really looking forward to what she can do in the winter.
Okay.
Or in the spring. Sorry.
How about elsewhere on the team? What do you got on the track, or maybe weight events, anything like that?
So we have Autumn Orders, senior, Domisha Joseph in the 400 and the 800. We're looking for her to do a little bit of everything on the track, maybe even the 2, we'll see. But 400, 800, she'll help us out in the relays as well, which we've been a little bit thin on the last couple of years just because of numbers. But we have a lot more depth this year, so we'll be able to fill out those relays and have some healthy competition to try to improve our relays.
Yeah, okay. And, do you have your captains named yet?
We're actually getting some input from the team.
Okay.
So they're doing some voting right now, and our coaching staff is going to look at it. We close it off tomorrow morning, so we're going to take a look at it and decide on captains tomorrow.
Okay. Same question. Better dual meet team or better maybe postseason meet team?
It's hard to say right now, but our goal is to go above 500 in the dual meet season. I think that's a reasonable goal. Mm-hmm. In the postseason, it depends what our top-end athletes will be able to do, but you get those athletes peaking at the right time and you can score a lot of points. So in the past, we've always really done well at those bigger meets, county championship,
right.
sectional
Yes.
championship. And that's just because, we really focus on peaking at the right time of the season.
Yeah.
And we can really rely on those top-end kids to score a lot of points in those big events.
Okay. Thad, I'm going to throw some names out to you. Haley Zimmerman, Anais Matos, Lizette Zamichelli. Pretty good athletes, huh?
Studs. Yeah, they're all very, very good athletes, and every day you see them kind of work for everything they've achieved. We're excited about kind of the progress that they've made this off season, specifically with Haley. She's really taken a big step this off season as far as her training, and now working with Coach Tasco outside on the track. I'm excited to see what she's able to accomplish. And then on top of that, she's been one of our great leaders as well. So her, Nani Matos, and then Lizette right now dealing with some injuries, but when she's back on the track, I know she's going to be a huge difference maker for us.
Okay. Haley going to college, isn't she, for track? Where's
Yeah,
she going?
she's going to TCNJ next year. So she'll have a very successful career there. We're excited about that as well.
Very good.
Yep.
Well, just so you know, Haley's 400 hurdles, 400 meters. I guess, is she going to be a hurdler, basically?
Yeah, so she'll be a hurdler, but we'll ask her to do some different things as far as like the relay goes. But as far as individual state competition-wise, we look forward to seeing her kind of crushing the hurdles, the 400 hurdles.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, throw some other names out there. Who else we got?
Yeah, so right now we're really excited about, we got a freshman, Adriana Broach, that is going to be a real special runner for us in the program in the years to come. I think she's doing really well. Gracie Wilson is another sprinter for us. She's a senior this year, and I think that she continues to grow and expand, not only as an athlete, but as a leader within the program. She's really doing special things for us. And then on top of that, within the jumps, I do want to highlight Nani Matos as well.
Right. Yeah.
She had an amazing year last year. This year, she's taken it upon herself to run some unattached meets. She went up to nationals to jump there as well. So I'm excited for her to really meet her potential in all 3 jumps this year and kind of see where the ceiling is.
Very good. Any captains named yet?
No captains named yet, but they've the leaders of the team have kind of ironed themselves out. We just haven't made it anything official just yet.
Okay. What do you see yourself being good at? You got same thing I asked these guys.
Yeah.
Good at duels, good at individuals, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for us dual meets this year. I think that we're a well-rounded team. We're young in the throws right now, but I do think that we are starting to come along there. And then on the track, I think we got a good mix of veteran experience with the girls that you've named and some of the younger student athletes that we have. So I think in the duels we'll be strong, and then as we get in the postseason, I'm excited, like I said, about the individuals that hopefully can make it to groups and hopefully a little bit further than that.
Well, I spent 1 year on the Steiner track team in 10th grade, and that was it. But, if you need an inspirational speech from alumni.
We'll take anything we can get,
Bring me out. You'll have the worst season ever. All right, you guys, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I hope
Thank
you guys,
you.
I wish you the best of luck this year, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we will be back with the boys track and field coaches right after this.
Hi, this is Dr. Rocco, Superintendent of Hamilton Township School District. I'd like to wish all of our student athletes and coaches a great spring sports season, and I'd like to wish all of our HTSD students success in the remainder of the school year.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car back in brand new condition. Haldeman Collision, conveniently located 20 minutes from Langhorne, Princeton, and Ewing on Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Okay, we are back with the boys track and field coaches now. We have with us Hamilton's Troy Scales, a former Nottingham football player and track star. Nottingham coach Kenley Souffrant, a former North Star standout. And we have Steiner's Dom Tasco with us. So let's get right to it here. Troy, I know you had Kaylee Hardwick, had a pretty good triple jump season in the indoor season. Tell us a little about him, and then why don't you just tell us about some of the other guys you think will be standouts this year.
So Khalil Hardwick, again, like you just said, he's a great triple jumper. We're going to also have him doing long jump, and I think our jumps are probably going to be our strongest events. We also have the Boswell twins as long jumps, triple jumps. They're also fast on the track, and they're all juniors. So we're lucky to have them this year and next year. I think overall our team is very young, so looking forward to the future.
Does Hamilton West never not have good jumpers in one jump or the other?
No. Shout out to Coach Van Sluwen because he always gets those boys right.
Yep. Have you guys named captains yet?
No, we were just in the process of it, having the kids vote and coaches looking at it. But having a bigger team this year, I believe that captains will definitely help out. Have a lot of leaders, so it's going to be a difficult decision for us to make.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think you'll be better? Are you going to be a better individual team, like in the sectionals and the counties, or are you a good dual meet team? What do you see as far as being successful?
It's hard to judge because we do have a very young team to see where we go from there. Like I said, we're very good with the jumps. We do have a lot of fast kids, but it's a lot of their first years. So they're good athletes. They're good kids. I think we'll do pretty well in duels. I think we'll try to make it pretty far in sectionals and groups.
All right, great. Well, we'll be interested to watch that. Kenley Souffrant, who I said earlier graduated in 2011. He graduated in 2017, so sorry, dude. I didn't mean to make you so old.
Oh, no. There's no worries at all.
Okay, thanks. You're too good to me. Kenley, you got some pretty good guys from looking at the indoor season. Talon Kadua, Mohamed Touré. Mohamed Touré is a guy I've been hearing about a lot.
Yes,
yep. Ernest Gaikai, am I saying that right?
Yep.
Gaikai, okay.
Gaikai, yep.
Yeah, let's start with those guys. What can you tell us about them?
Yeah, so with Mohamed, he's been training really, really hard, especially in the 800 and in the 400. Right now, last year actually, in the 800, he ran 156. This year he's looking to break the school record, which currently I hold. So he's been telling me every day, Coach, I'm coming for that. I'm coming for that every single day. And he comes knocking on my door every day, remind me. So and he's such a hard worker, such a great kid. So he definitely will be going for that. And he's such a great leader as well too. To see how he's been able to take time to teach his teammates just how to run and just how to understand the little things about track. It's been amazing to watch him develop.
All right, so you're not going to trip him when he's getting close to that record, are you?
I thought about I'm kidding. The amount of time you remind me and his mom has reminded me, I don't know. No, but he's excellent. And then Ernest has been working really hard. So he actually broke the school record for the shot put indoor. To see him and go outdoor and be confident and be excited and to see what he does. And again, another great leader as well too. Just taking time to show his other teammates what to do and how to just get better. It's been really amazing to see those two guys develop.
That's great. All right, and who else you want to throw out there that looks like they could make some success this year?
Like you said, Talon, right? To see him really buying in. Like we had a really great conversation earlier in the season, just talking about his leadership and just how his leadership can really impact everybody else, especially the young guys. Seeing somebody like him and his talent just take ownership of the team and understanding that it's their team and us as coaches are here to help and support them as best as we can. Nakem also is another wonderful talent. In the 100 and the 200, he has a lot to show.
Okay.
Show forth.
You look to be good in dual meets, good in individual, both. Well, how's that look?
I'll say both.
Yeah?
Definitely. So again, the guys has really been buying in. I am a new coach, so just trying to build the foundation, just understanding what it means to just be a team and what the expectations are moving forward. And the guys just been buying in so far. So far, just one meet at a time. That's our goal. And just see how we develop as time goes on.
And before we let you go, I happen to see on Facebook, congratulations are in order. Yeah, you're going to be a daddy.
I am. God has blessed me with a wonderful, wonderful wife, and now we're going to have a wonderful daughter, and we're excited. Our family's excited. Our friends are excited. So a lot of good things are coming, and cannot be more blessed. So
first year coach, first year father. Yeah.
Exactly.
a lot of learning this year.
You're telling me. If I don't have gray hair, lose all my hair soon, I don't know what's going. Something's happening.
Welcome to coaching.
Thank you.
All right, Steiner's Dom Tasco. Dom, you have a few names that look pretty good from the winter indoor season. Nahar Kalachalama.
Nihar Kalachalama.
Kalachalama, all right. Tyler Hurst, who we know had a big cross-country season.
Sure did.
Good in the distance. Nathan Aguirre in the long jump. What can you tell us about those guys?
Well, what's great is they're all back. So
right. Yeah.
we're happy with that. But, yeah, they seem to have a successful winter season. I was coaching swim, so I was just following along, keeping track of how they were doing. But this spring season, they should be able to do some damage. So that 4x8 made it to groups last year. Same with Nate Aguirre for long jump. And last year, yeah, they were happy to be there. That seemed to be like a vacation for them because they got there. They were happy.
Right.
But this year, the goal is not only to go back. It's business. They're going to go and try to see if they can sneak out a wild card or something in there for Meet of Champions.
Yeah, who is that 4x8 team?
So yeah, last year that crew was Max Costin, Nihar Kalachalama, Alistair McLennan, and Tyler Hurst.
Okay.
But we do have extra 800 runners in there who are trying trying to steal some spots.
Yeah, well, good competition.
Yeah, they need it.
Anybody else you want to throw out there that you're looking to have a good year?
Yeah, so indoors we had Grant Lefchuk and Tyler Carochi in our shot put area. They were pretty close to qualifying for groups, so we're hoping that they can throw somewhere in that like mid-40s range. Nate is also a pretty good 400 hurdler, so he's not that far off that mark either. But yeah, I mean, our team, we have a few decent athletes in each event. I think in that dual meet world, I think we compete pretty well against people. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Okay. So dual meets and maybe some postseason meets and everything.
Yeah, we're hoping for a little bit of both.
Yeah. Now, I told Darius the same thing I'll tell you, or Thaddeus, same thing I told you. I had one uneventful year on the Steiner track team as a sophomore. Never got 1 point. So if you want a motivational speaker, I'll come out and talk to the boys. Awesome. Tell them what not to do.
Perfect.
Hey, fellas, listen, we really appreciate the time. I wish you guys all the best of luck this year.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, we will be right back after this message.
Hi, this is Dr. Rocco, Superintendent of Hamilton Township School District. I'd like to wish all of our student athletes and coaches a great spring sports season, and I'd like to wish all of our HTSD students success in the remainder of the school year.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car.
Okay, we are back halfway through our inaugural Coach's Corner, and now we turn to lacrosse, girls lacrosse more specifically. We have all three teams are in the Patriot Division, along with Ewing, so they might as well just call it the Hamilton Division, Hamilton Township Division, but who am I to tell the CVC what to do? We have with us Hamilton West coach Katie Bloodgood, Nottingham coach Nicole Sullivan, Steiner coach Mike Newton, and we're going to start it out with Katie Bloodgood. Katie graduated one of the great female players in pretty much Mercer County history. Graduated all-time leading scorer Madison Bresler from last year's 10-9 team. But, you know, you have Amelia Reed and Ava Rogolinski back. They combined for nearly 60 goals last year. So the cupboard's not bare. What can you tell us about this crew?
We're also looking at a couple other seniors to step up and even some newer freshmen and sophomores who have really kind of took a lead in this season.
Okay, and who are they?
We have Izzy, who is again, a senior, but looking for her for some draws and controlling that midfield and just the transitions all across the field. Our junior goalie, Sabrina, for amazing stops and phenomenal clears. Senior Victoria Mazur is really stepping up and making some beautiful shots and not afraid to take shots this year.
Okay. When you look at the team, is the strength defensively, offensively, maybe well-rounded? What do you look at?
We have 10 seniors this year, 7 of them returning, so, you know, we have a pretty consistent field out there still. Just looking to fill a couple spots, but I think we'll have another promising season again. Do
you set goals for these guys? Like, you know, we want to do this, we want to do that, or is it just let's try and get better and see where that takes us?
We're always striving to be better, to do better. We'd like to take the division from Steiner, but we'll see how that goes. Only time will tell.
All right, now behave at the table here.
All right.
That's why I separated you two. You know, we don't. You know, we want to talk about the players that are here now, but what kind of impact did Madison make maybe on these younger kids that maybe they saw what she did and maybe can that help them this year? Do you think?
Well, Maddie's actually the coach. Morgan graduated.
Or Morgan, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I get those two confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Morgan graduated, but, you know, she set the bar high, so girls are going to have a challenge in front of them, but it's going to make them work hard to get what they want.
Okay. All right, let's move to Nicole Sullivan for Nottingham. Nicole, you return Madison Lipman, who had a pretty strong freshman season in the goal. Is that kind of something you can build around when you have a good goalie to start with?
Yeah, definitely. She, as a freshman, she came up with 100 saves last year, so we're really looking towards her. She's kind of like the backbone back there, and she's only a sophomore. So she's really stepping up to be a leader this year.
Who do you have defending in front of her? Is it settled yet, or are you still looking at guys?
It kind of moves. Yeah, we have 8 starters out of the 11 returners last year.
Oh, why don't you run
that's
through
pretty
them then?
good. Yeah,
let us know who they are.
So we have our 2 captains, Leah Hogan and Mia Cesaris. Mia will be more defensive and really taking charge back there, and then Leah taking our draws as a center, really defending and attacking, and hopefully scoring a lot of goals this year.
Okay. Wait, you said you had 8 back. Did you give me all 8?
No, just I gave you the 2 captains.
Oh, give me the other starters that you have coming
we
back.
got Kayla Portillo. She is a senior this year. She picked up a lacrosse stick last year, but she just got right into it, and she is going to be very good on attack. And then mostly our defensive is going to be kind of new, but we have a ton of new freshmen and sophomores, and they're just so eager to learn. And we already had 3 scrimmages, and they're already improving. So
okay, so do you have a starting lineup kind of formulated yet with so many starters back, or is it still plugging things in?
Yeah, it's like plugging things in with like who's injured today, who's not.
Okay.
But for the most part, I mean, we have our first game tomorrow, so
okay,
we're ready to go.
All right, moving on to Steiner. Mike Newton. Mike, coming off a really good year, 13-6, 3rd straight Patriot title. Got the bullseye on the back again. Now, you graduated 7 of your top 8 scorers from last year. And I guess McKenna Callahan is your leading returner with 27 goals?
Yep, it would be McKenna.
Yeah. How do you replace all that firepower?
Well, we were lucky enough to have the most girls try out for girls lacrosse this year ever. So luckily we have a lot of girls to pick from, which is great. And there's a lot of girls that from JV and freshmen a year ago looking for their opportunity to make an impact for us.
Okay, why don't you give us some names about who were some of the kids you're looking for some good stuff from?
To start on, offense, we have Gianna Ragazzo back, which is always a great presence. Paige Bates on attack, working in the midfield. Sam Gray is another one, and Caitlin Lee.
Okay, and goalie, you have a goalie figured out yet, or
we're still we have 1 scrimmage left, so we're splitting time there, figuring out who's going to take the lead. But we have 2 goalies returning who both have varsity experience from a year ago, so we're going to see who is the hot hand, and that's where we're going to go from there.
All right, and who's that? Who are the 2 battling it out?
Gianna Longo and Alexis Lyles.
Okay. You've had some good seasons now. You said you had a great turnout. Do you find that because of the winning that you've been doing that more and more kids are interested in coming out for the team?
I would hope that correlates, but I also am lucky to say that a lot of the girls for lacrosse play multiple sports, so they're out there recruiting. They play soccer. Oh, you should play lacrosse in the spring, or I play basketball. You should play lacrosse with me. So good just having a bunch of athletes around the program.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing you guys have that too, right? Girls who play other sports and they just decide to come out for
Bring your friends with you.
There you go. There's a recruiting pitch. All right. Well, listen, folks, we really wish you the best of luck this year. We thank you for all the time and hope you have a really good year.
Thank you so much.
All right. We will be back after this message.
Hi, this is Dr. Rocco, Superintendent of Hamilton Township School District. I'd like to wish all of our student athletes and coaches a great spring sports season, and I'd like to wish all of our HTSD students success in the remainder of the school year.
Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car back in brand new condition. Haldeman Collision, conveniently located 20 minutes from Langhorne, Princeton, and Ewing on Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Okay, we are back now with the boys lacrosse coaches for Nottingham, Hamilton, and Steiner, and we have with us from left to right Hamilton coach Armand Trotto, Nottingham coach Scott Dunscomb, and Steiner coach Bob Ziegler, another Ziegler at the table. And before we get into the teams themselves, I want to ask both of you guys, one of you's coached the Nottingham Hamilton co-op team one year, one coached at the other. How great is it to have your own separate teams again? Nottingham and Hamilton were co-ops for the last 4 years, I think it was. 3
Yeah.
or 4 years. Yeah, because Kyle was a coach. Yeah. How great is it? And what happened? How did you get the interest back in the sport?
I'll start here. So first off, it's great that I don't have to take a bus down the road every day. So that's positive. No, I think it's really great that we get to have our own team again here at Hamilton West. I do believe that, for the past couple of years, it's been hard to get kids from either school because, in every other sport in Hamilton, these student athletes are playing against each other, and they're not coming together with other schools to play against each other. So the fact that now they can actually, have that school pride in their program and, get their friends involved, and be back home, I think, at least for Hamilton West, that's, the one thing that we have really been trying to, put out there.
Yeah. Scott, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, to reiterate a lot of the same things that he said, I do think the school pride plays a big role in it. I think that's what helps get interest out. And, I mean, I just think logistically as well, it was a burden. And I think that also separated kids. Kids didn't want to ride the bus over back and forth. They didn't know where to leave stuff, all those kinds of things. I just think that logistically, the school pride aspect of it, it just made more sense to separate. We were kind of throwing out some feelers towards the end of the year about who would want to return. And it seemed like, we would have enough. We knew it was going to be a challenge to recruit, and get people out there. But, once we got the go-ahead, we started our plans, and we both got enough to have a full program, and it's been really good so far.
Yeah, and see, I mean, they're not your teams, but I would think as a guy in the sport and born and raised in the township, you got to be happy to see these guys back as two different teams again.
Totally, yeah. It's good to have the two separate teams over there at two other schools, and the interest level. It's good to see that return. And it really starts at the feeder program level, and hopefully that'll catch on, and we'll get more and more guys playing Hamilton, Nottingham, and Steiner Lacrosse in the future.
Absolutely. So, Armand, let's start with Hamilton. Why don't you give me some of the, your top guys? Who were some of the guys you're looking for, to fulfill their potential and everything like that? How's it look this year?
Yeah, we actually have 23 athletes on the team this year.
Nice.
One person that I'm going to start out with is going to be John Seals. John Seals is a senior for us. John, I've known since a freshman when I came over here from Ewing. John is definitely stepping up into a leadership role for us. He is a midfielder for us, and he has been making a point to make sure that he's being vocal at practice, making sure that, our younger players are trying to pick up the game, helping us put our athletes into better position, and even at practice, like talking to them, hey, this is what happened to me when I was doing this, right? So try doing this instead. So he's giving that, wisdom that he has had and that he's learned for the past 4 years, to our new players. We have probably about 13 guys that have never touched lacrosse sticks, at least here or on this team before. So his leadership is very valuable.
Okay, and who are some of the guys that have caught your eye?
So Lennox Gabriel is a returner for us. He is a junior. He is one of our attackmen. He actually last year broke out, had like about 12 goals on the season, about 8 assists. So we're looking to lean on him offensively a lot. We have a lot of just new guys. Our face-off guy, midfielder Evan Hamilton, soccer player here at Hamilton West. He's really picking up along the sport. This is his second year playing. Then we have Jackson Baylog, who is our starting goalie. Jackson, this is his first time ever playing lacrosse, came up to me, was like, Coach, hey, I just want to play goalie. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to argue with you.
All right, well, Jackson goes to my church, so, I'm rooting for him.
I'm rooting for him, too.
Yeah, you're probably rooting for him more than I am. Actually.
Yeah.
But, all right, so new goalie, but how does he look so far in goal?
So I've actually only seen him in goal at least one time. He had to step away for the weekend when we had our scrimmage against Princeton. Over the weekend, we lost 7-0 with our third-string goalie playing. But things are progressing. We're still teaching the game. We're still, showing up every single day to practice. For example, like our purpose at practice today was doing everything with a purpose. We're really just trying to instill the culture of you come here to work, you're here to work hard, and, you're here to learn.
Right. All right. Scott, tell us some of the guys that you're looking to do big things this year.
All right, so I got pretty lucky. Out of the 10 players who were returning from the team last year, about 7 of them or so were starters already, so I got lucky that I had some developed talent. But besides those 10 returners, same situation. Everybody else is brand new. So in those returners, The defense is going to be the strong point of our team this year for sure. We have 2 starting deep holes returning in Gabe Negron and Jackson Hughes. Gabe's a junior, Jackson's a senior. We have one of our star players is our goalie. He was a freshman last year. He had over 200 saves, so it was really impressive. So I'm excited to see him build. He's going to be the backbone of our defense. We have a good LSM returning, a junior, Dante Vasquez. I think he had about 8 or 9 goals last year as an LSM, so we're looking for him to be impactful on both sides of the ball. We have our team leading scorer from last year returning, August Cassidy. He's a sophomore this year, so he was a leading scorer as a freshman last year, so definitely looking for him to lead the team. We have Giovanni Diaz, an attackman, senior, returning, so he's going to help out a lot offensively on that end. And some other returners, Malachi Stewart's going to play defense for us a little bit. We have Michael Tandy, who's going to play defense again. So our defense, definitely strong side of the ball for us. A lot of guys returning, a lot of talent there. Offense, we have some guys to step in. Definitely some of the new guys are looking good so far, but it's going to be a developing process on that end of the field for sure.
I bet you if August is anything like he is in football, he brings a lot of energy to the field.
Yes, he does. Energy, intensity. He's been doing good for us so far, being a leader. We've been having him in the weight room twice a week. He's been a leader there. He's been working with a lot of the new guys. It's been good to see, passing the ball around no matter what, making sure everybody gets touches, working with everybody. So he's been doing a good job for us so far.
All right, last but not least, Zig, we got you, Bob Ziegler. You're starting to get up there as one of the veteran coaches in Mercer County, aren't you?
9th year, I think.
Ninth
yeah, it's
year.
my 9th year.
Look
Hard to
at
believe.
you.
I still had hair when I started coaching.
Well,
imagine that.
Well, you still got it down here.
Yeah, lucky me.
You're half there. All right, Zig, you're coming off a 6-11 season. That's kind of unlike you guys, but you got some really good scorers coming back. Dylan Andruski and Zach Messerall both had over 50 goals last year.
Yeah, Messerall, unfortunately, is at PDS. So, yeah, that's okay. That's all right. He jumped over there for hockey. But we got Dylan back, who's a captain. Tanner Sweeney is going to move up to attack. He's another junior captain we have. And then the third attackman's going to either be Mercer Seidman, who's a freshman. He's going to push for time. And Mateo Mazriegos. So I think our strength will be at attack. At midfield, Matarak, who's another captain, he's coming back. He played a lot the last 2 seasons. We lost a lot of talent the last 2 years. We had really 2 good senior classes in a row. So Art Kachuk will be our face-off guy. He'll be taking over with Peyton Breyer. And then we have a freshman who's looking to push for time, Tegan Flesh. He's an LSM. He's looked really good in the preseason. Danny Jimenez, Zach Seiler, Logan Postert, Valentino Rossi will kind of anchor that. And then Colin Doan's taking over at goalie. He's got big shoes to fill, filling in for Joey Marazzo, who set a lot of school records at goalie. So hopefully Colin kept stepping in and do a great job for us.
Yeah, kind of like wholesale changes for you this year.
Yeah, last 2 years we've graduated, I think, 12 and 9 seniors, so it's a big overturn. Yep.
Well, it's fun. You get to work with these kids now. You get to do a little more coaching maybe than you had to do in past years.
Yep, sure.
Yeah. And
cream will rise to the top, like the Macho Man said, right?
That's exactly right. Leave it to you, Zig, to give great quotes of mankind.
Pro wrestling. Yep. There we go.
All right, that is it with boys lacrosse, and we will be back after this break.
Hi, this is Dr. Rocco, Superintendent of Hamilton Township School District. I'd like to wish all of our student athletes and coaches a great spring sports season, and I'd like to wish all of our HTSD students success in the remainder of the school year.
Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car back in brand new condition. Haldeman Collision, conveniently located 20 minutes from Langhorne, Princeton, and Ewing on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
All right, we are back, and it's to the diamond we go with softball. And we have with us the Hamilton Nottingham co-op coach, Gabriella Bennett, and Steinert coach, Jenn Melker. And Gab, we'll start with you. First of all, congratulations on your coming induction into the Steinert Hall of Fame.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you, my friend. I just did that so you would say that to me. Gab, you lost a good pitcher in Ali Fanalosa. You lost your top hitter in Kara Weaver. Who do you have filling some of those holes this year?
We still, although we lost those two big parts of our team, we have a lot of returners. We have 3 or 4 freshmen that are coming in and going to fill in roles pretty quickly. But we've gotten a lot of leadership from the returners. I have 2 seniors this year who have a lot of varsity experience, and then about 4 or 5 juniors that have been playing for me for the past 3 years. So I think even though we did lose some big pieces to our team, we have girls that are ready to step in and to fill their spots.
All right, well, give us a few names. Don't keep us in suspense.
Well, returning, we have Naomi Blackburn's returning from last year. She's one of our pitchers, infielders. We also have Summer Howard, who's been with our team for the past 4 years. So those are both our seniors. But honestly, we return a decent chunk of our team from last year. Ava Frischella, Angelica Roman, our catcher, our second baseman, most of our outfield's returning. I got 3 freshmen, 2 of them from Nottingham, Michaela Amansky, Ava's sister, and Charlize Taylor, who are going to step in and fill big roles. And then I have 2 freshmen from here, Zoe Vancellis, who was one of my basketball players, so she's a solid athlete, and Emily Honorati, who was another one of my basketball players.
All right, so have you named captains yet?
No, did not do that.
Nobody's named captains, so I'm going to quit asking you guys. If you look at the strength of your team, can you define a strength yet, or is it too early to tell?
I think they all have a lot of individual strengths that have seemed to mesh well together. They're learning about each other, they're working well together as a team, and just kind of like building that culture. I think they all have good relationships with one another, and that culture is going to be a big strength of ours.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this in the past. This co-op thing, even though you'd like to have your own teams at each school, these girls really seem to get along and gel together well, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
They like playing with each other.
Yeah. Before I got to Melk, I mean, listen, I know you're the coach here and you want to beat Steinert and you want to do well, but as a former Spartan player who played for Melk as an assistant, how happy are you for the success that she is having as a head coach now?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, Melker deserves every bit of credit for everything that's been happening with her teams. I never got to win a state title, but ever since, I graduated, I cheer them on all the time. Like, once you're a Spartan, you're always a Spartan, even though I work here.
Yeah, right,
and coach the other teams.
Well, you didn't win a state title, but you did get to the Little League, the Softball World Series in HCSA.
You're right.
So,
she rightfully deserved a title. She was phenomenal. That's why she's heading to that Hall of Fame.
That's exactly right. And Melk, I mean, where do I even start with you? 4 state titles. Steinert has won 4 state titles and been to 6 state finals in the last 8 years. You were either assistant or head coach. You've won the last 2 Group 3 titles. Everyone back from last year's team. I know you hate me saying all this stuff. As you attempt to become the 3rd sports program in school history to win 3 straight state titles, along with a former baseball team and boys soccer team. You're trying to become the first Steinert girls team to ever win 3 straight state titles. You're attempting to become the first CVC softball team to ever win 3 straight titles. I could go on and on. I know what you're going to say here because I ask you these questions every year and you tell me the same thing, but we have to get it on the record with the audience.
That's fine.
How do you approach this season with these girls with all the expectations on them? How do you get them to play within themselves and keep calm? Go.
And like you said, you've asked this question before, so It's not changing. The mindset needs to refocus, and it needs to be that the past was the past, and you can hold that legacy and hold that in your back burner, but this is a new team. Regardless of people returning or not returning, this is a new team. New people have been brought in. Roles get set differently, so everyone has to understand that just because you played in a different position last year, you played somewhere that you were comfortable with, new roles are coming in, so you have to leave what was in the past, and you have to gear towards the future and understand that we're working on something new this year.
Right. And from what I heard from some people, you have a few injuries right now, right?
Yeah, but they'll be back for season. It's
Oh,
not.
they will?
It's not out for season injury.
Oh,
It's,
okay, good.
they dealt with their injury in the off season, so
Okay.
they'll be back.
All right, that's good. So, I mean, we know a lot of girls are coming back. You have some new girls. Do you have a lineup that you can give us yet, like going around the infield, or is it too early to really give that?
It's definitely too early to give you that. Like
Okay.
you said, with the injury that have taken place, and people having to shift and come in with that, we're trying some people in new positions, and some freshmen are out there.
Okay.
I mean, if anybody knows me, if anybody's watched me, your grade doesn't equal your playing time. So
Yeah, huh? That's good.
yeah, I have a couple new freshmen putting some work in, and if positions are earned.
Right.
You didn't what you did last year doesn't mean what you're doing this year. What you did at travel doesn't mean what you're doing with Spartan across your chest.
Right.
So everyone is a fresh start, and I truly mean that. There's no set anything, and we're in scrimmage right now. We're in preseason right now, so no, nothing is set whatsoever.
Well, I mean, when you think about Steiner softball, first thing that comes to my mind is Mia Pope. I mean, this girl, just phenomenal. I guess she's decided on her college, right?
Yes, verbal to Marist, yes.
Yeah, I mean, how much relief is that for her? Now she can just focus on softball and everything like that.
Yeah, one of the wonderful things that Mia does is channel in that this is Steinert softball time. If anyone brings up Marist, she said that's something that I'm not even thinking about or worrying about. She said that, and she said that from day one. So it's really great to hear as a coach that that's not even something that she's worried about or thinking about. She's worried about Steinert softball right now.
Okay, who's going to be your pitcher this year?
Well, Katie, Ellie. They're both back.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know.
They didn't go anywhere. Katie, Ellie. We have a new freshman coming in, Lindsay Swizak. She's a lefty pitcher.
Well, see, you're telling me that nothing's decided, so I'm going to ask you these questions.
No, nothing's decided. We got Katie, we got Ellie, we got Lindsay.
All right.
So we got 3 nice arms coming in. They're all going to see some time.
All right. And just throw out some of the other names that people I'm sure are probably familiar with, but, other players that you're looking to have more big years with.
Well, Katie Simonka's coming back, as you know. She's been in the circle there for us for those 2 state finals. That's great. Addison Hassan's been behind the plate since she's been a freshman. And then Gia DiMiglio holding down center field for us and being a staple for Steinert softball. I say it a million times over. I know that they put first team, second team, third team, and they do all these teams. And someone like Gia DiMiglio doesn't really get a lot of recognition because she's not at that bat. But I mean, without her,
she can pick it.
Yeah,
Morristown game.
But that's what I'm saying. Without her, she took us to 3 state finals. Like, she is a staple back there. She holds that center field. She controls that outfield for us. She's incredible. It's great to have her out there.
Absolutely.
And those are our 3. And then since you asked and you want to know, those are our 3 captains.
Oh, you do have captains.
I got captains.
Okay. All right.
If you've been looking for captains on that, I got 3 for you.
Yeah, no, everybody's still working on it. So
I'm not working on it. They're my 3 returners. They've done the job. They have 3 sectional finals. They've been working. They're my captains.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Well, yeah, we have Miss Walsh. She's coming.
Yeah,
back,
Bianca
right?
Walsh coming back. Big heavy hitter, phenomenal in the infield. Ellie Miller, she's a utility player. She's all around. She could pitch. She could play infield. She could play outfield. She's just an incredible athlete, Ellie Miller.
What's the atmosphere been like this year? Are they just out having fun? Do they walk around like we're state champs, or are they you keep them pretty humble?
Oh, they're humbled.
You sound like Kramer on
No, they're
Seinfeld.
definitely.
Oh, they're humble.
They're definitely humbled. They don't walk with that arrogance whatsoever. It wouldn't be acceptable.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing both your guys' teams this year. I'm looking forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. You coming to the dinner?
Oh, of course I'll be at the dinner.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm on the committee.
Oh, you're on the committee too.
She's the one who called me.
Well,
I got to call her and congratulate her. It was awesome.
I got yak.
Yeah, somebody else picked you. Sorry.
All right. Hey, listen, girls. Best of luck to you this
Thank
year.
you.
And,
Thanks, Fish.
Look forward to seeing you. All right. Thanks, guys. All right. We'll be back with our final sport right after this.
Hi, this is Dr. Rocco, Superintendent of Hamilton Township School District. I'd like to wish all of our student athletes and coaches a great spring sports season, and I'd like to wish all of our HTSD students success in the remainder of the school year.
Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car back in brand new condition. Haldeman Collision, conveniently located 20 minutes from Langhorne, Princeton, and Ewing on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
My left ear. Oh. All right, I'm good.
Okay, we're back. Can you guys all hear?
We're good.
Everybody good?
I just
okay.
got one ear.
We are back. We saved the motliest crew for last. I wanted these three guys to be last, so I look better looking at the end of the night, just sitting next to these guys. We have with us tonight Gerry Gomez, Hamilton baseball coach Gerry Gomez, Nottingham coach Charlie Iacono, Steiner coach Brian the Chef Giallella, the Titanic trio here. And let's start with you, Gerry. You're coming off your first year as a head man, coming off an 11-14 season. You got a ton of players returning. You have a good offensive team. I'm guessing the big key this year, as opposed to last year, those pitchers have to throw strikes this year.
That would help, yeah. It's something we talked about in our exit meetings last year, and it's something that a lot of our pitchers really tried to focus on in the offseason. So we're hoping that all kind of connects for us this year. Like you said, everyone's coming back, so excited and hopeful for this year.
Your offense looks pretty good. I mean, there's probably no question you're going to hit this year, right?
Should be, yeah.
Doesn't that take a little bit of the pressure off the pitchers, knowing that they're going to have some runs to work
That's
with?
That's kind of what we've been saying to them is, pitch with confidence, pitch to contact. We got an offense. We're going to support you. We got, again, like you said, everyone kind of comes back. All of our guys have, for the most part, roughly at least 40 to 50 games of varsity experience. So pitch to contact. We'll have offense. We'll back you up, and we'll play in the field and support you there too.
All right. I don't know if you have a starting lineup figured out yet, but if you can sort of run around the infield and the outfield and tell us who's playing where that you know of so far.
Still trying, still in the preseason. We still have one more scrimmage left, so we're still trying to figure all that out. But like you kind of said, we do have a lot of seniors. A lot of seniors will be taking a lot of the positions, some of them at least, and we have a lot of senior pitchers as well.
Okay, so we won't focus strictly on positions, but give us the names of some of the guys you're really looking for.
Senior base, AJ Madalena is one kid who he had Tommy John last year, so he was just our DH, so we're looking for him to, he'll be an outfielder, be a pitcher, so it's good to have him back, good to have him fully healthy. We have a couple other kids that, Tristan Benia's senior. He's been on the varsity roster since he was a freshman. Henry Jimenez, he's another guy who's kind of been around as a freshman, sophomore. Peter Lanous, again, another kid pitching-wise, an outfielder who has been on the team since he was a freshman. So we're kind of leaning on our seniors that have been around for pretty much 4 years now, and hopefully they can help guide us in the right direction this year.
Nothing like senior leadership.
Yeah, there's nothing like it.
Who's your main arms?
Still trying to figure all that out. We got Bryce Bolanini. He verbally committed to Seton Hall, so we're excited for him in that regard. Madalena coming back from Tommy John, that's a big one to get back. Pete, kind of already said him, Petey Lanous, Tristan Benia. A couple younger guys where hopefully that will help us out, Dan Tozzi. A couple of those guys, we're just looking forward to what they could do.
All right, sounds good. That brings us to Nottingham, Charlie Iacono. Chuck, if I had any kind of vote in it, you would have been the coach of the year last year. You had an unbelievably interesting year, going 0-5 and then finishing up 16-8. Just a great job by you and your team. But you lost a big nucleus from that team.
Yeah.
So what can we expect from the Northstars this season?
Well,
as you move up to the Colonial Division, no less.
Well, thanks for saying that, Rich. Appreciate that.
No problem.
A credit to the boys last year. We had a rough start, starting out 0-5. And we pretty much had a heart-to-heart that, it could be winless season or we can, turn it around from this point. And we did that, and we went on a little run and a little tear, and guys got competitive. Guys fell in the right spots. We lost a big guy, Nick Gaglione, early in the year. So losing a player the first game of the year, he busted up his knee and tendon went everywhere. So we're welcoming him back. He's going to be at the top of the pitching order, and hoping big things from him on the mound this year.
Okay, so you got a lot of newcomers, a lot of young guys. Why don't you just tell us some of the guys we should be looking at this year?
I agree with Gerry. We haven't had much time to prepare and get ready. So guys are still kind of competing out there for spots, especially us being young. I'm still getting used to, seeing some of these players, finding out where they can play on the field, where we can move them to play on the field. Our numbers are light this year, so, guys are going to have to go off the mound to behind the plate to in the outfield on a consistent basis. And we did that previously the past couple years pretty well. And, we got a lot of ninth graders that are going to kind of be competing for some varsity spots. So experience is going to be an issue, but I believe the competitive nature is there, and these young guys are coachable and want to win, and we got to prove that on the field this year.
Okay. Are there a couple names you want to throw out
Yeah,
there?
a couple seniors. Aiden Lippman's been with us in the mix. He's going to move from second to shortstop. He'll be pitching as well a little bit. Brandon Regas is a returning senior. Nick Gaglione's 11th grader. Ethan Miller's a returning varsity 11th grader. And those four guys are kind of the upperclassmen for us as far as varsity experience returning. So right there you can see we're going to have a lot of new faces and figure out where guys fall in. So hopefully we can get on the winning path this year early on and be competitive throughout the year. So looking for a fun season.
It'll be interesting. And as a fellow sushi aficionado, I want you to know that Tommy's Tavern in West Windsor has very good sushi.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little pricey. But,
you have to take me out then after the season.
I think the real chef is going to have to check that out.
Exactly. I said that because we're leaning in now to the chef himself. And, gee, are you now the dean of Mercer County Coach? I know Jimmy Mayer started before you. But as far as consecutive years with one team, oh wait, you had a couple years where you weren't there, but well,
does it really matter?
Well, I just
feel old, so
I just like to label you as old. That's all.
But I'm going to second the notion about Charlie being coach of the year because he did a bang up job last year. It was awesome.
Yeah, you actually told me that when we had a private conversation. You told me that. That's right. So, what are we looking at for your team here, Chef? I mean, you were 14 and 13, which is kind of un-Spartan-like. Where the bar is for Steinert. Heartbreaking loss to Lawrence in the Central Jersey Group 3 quarterfinals. But you have 12 seniors coming back who gained experience either last spring or over the summer. What are we going to see from Steinert this year?
Well, I know that we have pitching, and that's going to be the forefront. I think hopefully it's going to be our strength. I really have 2 starters back in position, maybe 3. That's Ramey Faniello and Joey Ditta. He's going to be outfield and shortstop. Jack Prilly was sick a little bit last year and hurt, so he was the other starter in right field, would have been most of the year. So after that, we have a field that's up for grabs. But we do have 15 players that are on the roster of 22 that played with our Legion team last summer.
Right.
And to me, that's one of our successes that, or the reason why we try to have success, because we work so well and players would have basically a varsity season under their belt last summer before they come to me. And a lot of those kids were freshmen, now are sophomores with me, or they were sophomores and now juniors. And, that makes it a lot easier.
Who you said you have good pitching? Who were some of those arms?
So we have 7 arms. We have Mason Grant, senior, Ethan Zimmerman is a senior, Marco Giambrone, Matt Morris, Joe Maglione are all 11th graders, and we have 2 sophomore pitchers, Stephen James and Chris Simonka.
Okay, so, I mean, the goals at Steinert are always the same, right? You want to compete for the county title, compete for a sectional title. I mean, am I missing anything, or is that the goals again this year?
No, they're the goals every year. Listen, we don't always reach them, and they're not always attainable, but we try. And, these players, they worked hard. And like I said, with 12 seniors on the roster, obviously, they've been through the program and understand the program, and I think that has to bode well, I would hope.
Yeah. I want to wrap it up. I just want to throw something at all 3 of you guys. Baseball in Hamilton Township, a lot of sports go peaks and valleys. Baseball in Hamilton Township has always remained so solid. All 3 of you guys grew up in the township. I mean, you're all coaching your alma maters. I mean, how special is baseball in this township, high school baseball to you? I'll start with you, Gerry, and go right down the line.
That was actually a conversation we had when you called me when I got the job. It was something I thought about. I didn't really think about it until you brought that up, and when I got hired as the baseball coach, and it's the pride of Hamilton West, and we're kind of about that program that's always just grinding, right? We're always that kind of try to be the tough team to play, never count us out. So part of that to me is we've had the last 2 seasons are un-Hamilton West-like, and we're, part of what me and my staff are really trying to do is get us back to where we need to be and where we can be and where we should be.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing is, though, I'd say you're out of it, you're not playing, and these guys are in the state tournament. Yeah. Are you rooting for them? I mean, is there?
You put me on the spot there. I mean, it's a rivalry, but obviously I support them. Like I do.
That's what I'm saying.
I've known, Charlie. I've known him since I was a freshman here. He was the JV coach. I got the honor to play for the Carpenter Cup. So I've known these guys since I was 13, 14 years old. So right. I always have that mutual respect of, of course you want them to succeed, because if they succeed, Hamilton succeeds, and that's a good look for all of us.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Chuck?
I totally agree. It's nice to be like coaching at your alma mater and seeing all the guys that you either were a couple years older than you or playing against. If you look back at all the CVC coaches and even a lot of the guys in the CVC, they're former players that moved on to coaching. But, it's just great to be out there and be competitive and see familiar faces and just having fun. I feel like a lot of the sports that I grew up with and playing competitive sports is just, giving it back to the kids and seeing the passion and seeing them grow as players and adults is, great thing about coaching.
Yeah. All right, G. Unlike an umpire, I'm going to give you the last word.
We have a unique community here with 3 high schools, with a handful of little leagues, and 2 Babe Ruth leagues still thriving, and a Legion program that still works when that's something that's failing, unfortunately, in our state. So to say the least, that we have 3 programs that are legitimate baseball programs, high school baseball programs in New Jersey, and that compete every single year and have success every single year. I think that you can't really say that all the time, right. To other areas. You can't. There's single programs out there, single school districts, and, they have up and down years and this and that, but, I mean, we win every year.
Yeah. Well, at least one team's coming out of here as making a run somewhere or the other. So, hey, fellas, always great. I can't wait for the season to start. Can't wait to see you guys. Thanks for your time, and good luck this year.
Thanks a lot, Rich. Appreciate it.
As always, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
And that will wrap up our inaugural CVC Coaches Corner. Take a look at these guys. Think of them what you will. None of them shaved for this. None of us shaved for this tonight. But we thank everybody for watching, and we'd like to see you come out and support some of these teams this year. So thanks again, and we'll see you later.